Hello, everyone. So, yeah, I thought I do a lot of stuff on here. I spend a lot of time on my channel, and I really like doing it, and I like everyone who listens to me. I do really appreciate it. Some days it's going to start to be more for just me, my hanging out with my wife. So, we had a good day today, working on vehicles, things like that, having fun. So, I thought that instead of doing the live streams that I were doing Sundays that are like 2 hours, instead, because this is my day that I go to work and I'm there for 3.5, 4 days straight. What's up, Modus? I'm going to start doing this segment, which is just a little 15, 20-minute segment on my way to work. So, yeah, the quality will suck. It's just being recorded on my phone. But I thought, hey, if I'm driving anyways, why not give my thoughts that I have? And I might do live streams some Sunday nights at 11 p.m. and out with that as well. So, we'll see if I do one tonight or not. But everyone. So what I wanted to talk about today, and if I do a live stream tonight, it'll be on this. It's Bernie winning the Nevada caucus as well, and how that has the Democrats panicking and has the establishment kind of never-Trumpers panicking. I think it's a really interesting story. Now, first things first, for those of you who follow me, I have no love for Bernie. In 2016, I thought that my dream election would have been Trump versus Bernie, and I would have voted for Trump because I perceived both as Trump and Bernie being potential outsiders. And to me, the deep state or the shadow government, their big thing is wanting to maintain the corruption and things like that. And so I thought that getting an outsider in there would be the best possible thing. It would at least freak them out and force them to show how corrupt they are. I think that's exactly what happened with Trump, and that's why I'll be voting for him again. But Bernie kind of sold out, and if you need any more proof other than the fact that he endorsed Hillary after he was screwed over last time, and the fact that he ended up basically going along with everything the establishment Democrats wanted for a third lake house, look at how he's pushed this Russia collusion hoax for 3 years. Bernie's been part and parcel to it. He's been right there with the DNC and with the establishment saying, oh, Trump's selling out to Russia, blah, 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 blah. Now, as I've been saying for 3 years, and those of you that have been following me on my channel, I talked to a lot of friends of mine, as you know, that are on the left, and I said, don't endorse this deep state coup against Trump because it will be used, the same tactics, against your candidate. That's exactly what we now see happening to Bernie Sanders. Now, how could Bernie not see this coming? He just didn't care. Maybe he legitimately thought if he was a bootlicker to the establishment enough that they would allow him to have his turn. But they're not going to. And look, I could be shocked. I still don't think, despite the fact that Bernie's the obvious leader right now, I don't think that the Democrats will allow him to win the nomination. If they do, to me, it'll be proof that Bernie somehow convinced them, I promise to you, I will give you total capitulation. You will be in control of the breadlines, not me. That's what Bernie will be about. It's clear he's willing to play ball. Remember, this is the pro-peace candidate. This is the candidate that I see all of his supporters on Twitter and even people I know in real life. Oh, what we like about Bernie, he's against all these wars. The one time he got to put his money where his mouth was when it came to withdrawing from Syria, he said Trump hypothetically withdrawing from Syria was the worst foreign policy mistake that Trump has made. So Bernie's full of it. But he does have the establishment in a panic. And it's funny to see these former Republican never-Trumpers, like your Bill Kristols of the world, that said, oh, Trump's the worst and we got to vote for Democrat. Now they go over to the Democratic Party and the Democrats love them. And now they're saying, no, but you can't vote for Bernie. And the Democrats don't care. They push this progressivism. They push this cultural Marxism and identity politics. And they pushed the idea of socialism. They flirted with it because they saw short-term it could benefit them in the culture wars. And now the monster's growing too big. And so the corporate Democrats, they fed this monster that's now going to be the most voracious beast coming after them. Look, they're prepared to deal with They have the entire estate. They control the entertainment industry. They control Silicon Valley. So they're ready to go after people like us. They're ready to go after people that are Trump supporters. But they don't know how to handle the beast that they created that is Bernie and many of his supporters. Now, let me just say, I know some Bernie supporters that are decent people. And even though I think Bernie's ideas for this country would be horrific for the country, he still shouldn't be cheated. And the number one issue we have to face is fighting this corruption. Our voice no longer matters because there are people in the shadow government and the deep state that choose who runs this country. They choose the policies the president's allowed to have. They choose whether or not they attack a president for disliking them. And so we should stand with being angry that they're cheating Bernie. But it's hard to stand with the Bernie people because they, like Bernie himself, cheered for this corruption against Trump. Bernie's supporters cheered for this corruption against Trump. Not all of them, but many. And so now they're saying, wait, the media's out to get us. Chris Matthews likened us to Nazis. Did you see this? Chris Matthews from MSNBC? He said that this was like, Bernie winning Nevada was like, you know, when the French realized that the Germans had won the war against France. Can you believe they're likening Bernie to a Nazi? Yes! Yes, I could believe it. Of course I could believe that. That's what they've done to Trump for how long? That's what they've done to Trump supporters. That's what they've done to ICE agents. But we had to take it. We were Nazis. We were racist. If you defend and say, no, I'm not a Nazi and a racist, that's just more proof that you're a Nazi and a racist. They didn't speak up for us, but I won't return their ignorance. I won't be petty and vindictive. I'll still stick up for Bernie and the corruption that he's about to face. And it's going to get worse. So he won Nevada. So Bernie's won the popular vote in all of the opening primary states. I mean, he's obviously the front runner. He just is. If he doesn't win, it will be because they cheated him out of it, one way or another. They'll have a brokered convention, they'll coalesce against some corporate Democrat, whatever. And then the Bernie bros will still, if you're out there and you're listening to me and you're someone who supports Bernie, remember, just take a step back. Do you hear? Put yourself in this position. Let's say you're a Bernie supporter right now, right? Think of it like you're objective, like you're not a Bernie or a Trump supporter. Just you're a regular person out there and you hear all of the media and the campaign ads. Aren't you furious as a Bernie supporter that he's being called a Nazi? Aren't you furious that he's being called a Russian agent? Doesn't that infuriate you? When you know that's not true, but the average person's just going to listen to those people controlling the narrative and believe it. That's what we felt like. That's what Trump supporters have felt like this entire presidency. And we tried to tell you. You know, at least I tried to tell you. I tried to tell my friends on the left. I tried to tell my friends on the right. Regardless of what you think of Donald Trump, the corruption in the deep state, the corruption at the intel agencies in their partnership with the mainstream media and with academia and with the entertainment industry and with Silicon Valley is disgusting and dangerous. And it's just propaganda. And you all were okay with it. You were okay with that propaganda because it was being directed at a guy that you hate. But I keep telling you, it's not about one person. You should not cheer for corruption if it's geared towards someone you dislike. One, because it's immoral, but second, because strategically, that corruption will blow back in your face and it will be used against someone you do endorse. That's exactly what we're seeing. By the way, that's what's happened with Tulsi Gabbard. Now, the difference is, you say what you want about Donald Trump. I've heard it all. He's a racist. He's going to lock gay people in cages. He hates illegal immigrants. He locks children in cages just for the fun of it. He makes fun of the mentally handicapped. I've heard it all. You say what you want of him. I dare you, I challenge you to find him endorsing the Russia collusion hoax against any of the Democrats. I haven't seen it, but I've seen Bernie and Tulsi do it to Trump. Isn't that odd? They only care and realize, oh my God, the intel agency's coming out against me. That's terrible. What a horrific thing. The media being in collusion with them. Oh, what a horrific thing. Only when it's directed at them. When it was directed at the person they disliked, they were more than happy to be part of it. Now, if you saw, I retweeted today, CNN broke this story. 5 anonymous intel agents say that Russia is trying to help Trump and trying to help Bernie. What was the CNN headline today? Of course, on the weekend Sunday edition that no one pays attention to, not half as many people. 3 intelligence officials confirm that the original story was false. They have evidence Russia will meddle, but no evidence that it'll be for Trump or any specific candidate. Who would have thought? I mean, doesn't that blow your mind? You mean that the mainstream media lied about a Russia collusion hoax? I mean, that has to be the first time in recorded history that that's happened, right? Oh, wait, that's what's happened for 3 years. Whoops. And people eat it up, hook, line, and sinker. Chris Matthews was eating it up. James Carville, big-time Democrat strategist. What did he say? Who won the Nevada caucus? Russia won it. Putin won. That's what he said. Do you see? Are you starting to see, my friends on the left? You starting to see what's going on? Could it be that you were lied to? Just like you feel that the press and the intel agencies are lying about Bernie, could it be that you were lied to about Trump in the same way? That you actually cheered the very people that are going to be responsible for screwing your candidate again? For 3 years, you've cheered them. After they screwed him over in 2016, you cheered the very same people that took your voice away. You did it for 3 years because Orange Man bad. Now, say what you will about Trump, he was at least trying to fight back against those corrupt people. He was at least trying to fight back against the media and the corrupt deep state in the intel community. And you kept parroting CNN and the New York Times and the Washington Post. You kept saying, oh, did you see the Washington Post said Trump's a Russian asset? And I kept saying, no. Why would you believe these people? They don't want you to have a voice. I'm not saying you have to like Trump. But can't you see how you should have at least said, I don't like Trump, but it's ridiculous the amount of corruption he's facing. Why would you trust Bernie Sanders? You think Bernie Sanders is going to fight against that corruption? He backed it until it came after him. You think when Bernie Sanders gets in there, he's going to be able to tell the intel agents that he's right now meekly bowing down to, that was applauding when they were going after Trump? You think he's going to tell the intel agents, no, maybe we shouldn't have that coup in Syria. Maybe we shouldn't have drones bombing this country or that. You think Bernie Sanders is going to stand up to them? Because he's done such an effective job, hasn't he? Endorsing them all the while he went after Trump. Maybe if you're one of these people I see on Twitter that are furious about the treatment of Bernie Sanders right now, let me just make a recommendation. Maybe you ought to vote for Donald Trump. Maybe you ought to vote for someone who saw this corruption. Because there's only two options with your boy Bernie. Either one, he's part of the corruption and will cheer it on until it's directed at him. Or second, he's so ignorant of what's going on that he has no business in any position of leadership whatsoever. I mean, I figured it out. I've been telling you for 2 years. I'm nothing special. I'm a guy yelling at a phone on my way to work. So how couldn't Bernie figure it out? But tonight, I gotta say, the rift in the Democratic Party grows on. The billionaire, remember, the Democratic Party's the party of the richest people, and it's the party of the people that hate the rich. And eventually, they're going to attack each other. So that's what we see. And right now, they're desperately trying. See, Bloomberg was the ace in the hole. Biden was the ace in the hole. He sucks. Bloomberg was the ace in the hole. He sucks. So who's it going to be? Michelle Obama going to come out? Hillary going to come out? Someone's going to come out. Either they'll get behind Bloomberg and his billions of dollars, or they're going to bring someone out of the woodworks. That's my conclusion. But the knives are coming out for Bernie from the Democratic Party. He brought it on himself, but I will still defend Bernie, and I understand those of you that are his supporters. I'll defend him not being attacked corruptly, and I'll defend his supporters that are angry about this corruption. Even though I think Bernie's a hypocrite, even though karma dictates that he deserves it, I will still defend him and even though I think his policies would be terrible for this country, because I am that disgusted by corruption. So, all right, I'm at work. So, yeah, I hope you guys like this little segment. I don't know how well you can hear the audio. I'll rewatch it here, but yeah, it'll be about 15 minutes every day. So please like and subscribe. Go to my channel and find me on D Live too if you want. And if people give me enough word tonight, maybe I'll do a live stream. So thank you, everyone. Have a good one.